During the Yugoslav Wars of the 1990s, Croatian forces, as well as other factions involved in the conflict, were implicated in war crimes against civilians, particularly Serb civilians, in various regions of Croatia. One of the most infamous incidents was the massacre at Ovčara. The massacre at Ovčara occurred in November 1991 during the Battle of Vukovar, which was part of the Croatian War of Independence. After the fall of Vukovar to Croatian Serb forces, Croatian soldiers and paramilitaries rounded up hundreds of Croatian Serb civilians, including patients from the Vukovar Hospital, and transported them to the Ovčara farm outside the town. At Ovčara, the captives were subjected to torture, beatings, and other forms of mistreatment before being summarily executed. The exact number of victims is disputed, but it is estimated that between 200 to 300 individuals were killed in the massacre. Their bodies were buried in mass graves at the site. The massacre at Ovčara was widely condemned by the international community as a war crime and a violation of humanitarian law. In 1996, the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia, ICTY, indicted several individuals for their involvement in the massacre. Some of them were eventually convicted and sentenced for their roles in the atrocity. In addition to the massacre at Ovčara, there were other instances of war crimes committed by Croatian forces during the Yugoslav Wars, including killings, forced expulsions, and destruction of property targeting Serb civilians. These crimes have been investigated and prosecuted by national and international courts, including the ICTY and domestic courts in Croatia. The legacy of war crimes committed during the Yugoslav Wars continues to affect relations between the different ethnic groups in the region. Acknowledging and addressing these crimes is essential for reconciliation and building a peaceful and just society in the former Yugoslavia.